Good morning, fifth grade. We're going to take a look at dividing decimals. Now this time, instead of dividing a decimal by a whole number, we're going to be dividing two decimals by each other. So it says for problems 1 and 2, write an equivalent division problem that has a whole number divisor. Be sure to multiply the dividend and the divisor by the same number. Make an estimate for your equivalent problem. Divide as if the dividend were a whole number to solve your equivalent problem. Use your estimate to place a decimal point. Complete the number sentences to show the answers to the equivalent problem and the original problem. Okay, so why it says that we need to multiply by the same number is if we were just to take the decimals out of each one of these, for 9/10, I'd move the decimal over one place, and for 2 and 79/100, I'd move the decimal over two places. And same as in equivalent fractions, you need to multiply both sides of that division sign by the same number. So it's like multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So I can't multiply this by 100 and this by 10 and get the same answer. I have to multiply both by 100, so I actually have to add a second whoop there, and I end up with a 0. So my equivalent problem is 279 divided by 90. Now see, if I had done them by two different numbers and just taken out the decimal, I would end up with 279 divided by 9. And that's just going to end up with an answer that won't be correct. Okay? And then I'm just going to say equals. I'm not going to put anything in there yet. Now, for my estimate, I'm just going to find numbers that are easy for me to use. So two things I could do. I could think, oh, I see 27 goes into 9. I can just round this to 270 and 90. Or I can round this all the way up to 300 and this up to 100. Both will get me the same answer. I'm going to pick the, well, that's a bad 2, but that's okay. I'm going to pick 270 divided by 90, because I know 9 goes into 27 3 times, so I know that my estimate is going to be 3. So I'm hoping that my answer is somewhere close to 3. Now I actually have to do the math. So I have 279, and I'm going to divide it by 90. Now, let's look. Does 90 go into 2? No, it does not. Does 90 go into 27? No, it does not. 9 goes into 27, but 90 does not. All right. Does 90 go into 279? Yes, it does. It does 3 times. So that's just the math I did up here. So I get 270. Then I subtract, and I end up with 9. So now I need to go to my next place value. That's where a few of us struggled before, is when we have this number left, we don't have a remainder in decimals. You just continue to go until it works out the problem. Okay, unless you get a repeating of 3s or 6s. If you get 6s and 3s over and over again, it means that you either have 1/3 for the repeating of 3s or 2/3 for the repeating of 6s. And then after you get like 3 of those in a row, you're just good with it. So anyway, I go to my next place value. I just add a 0, and I look to see, does 90 go into 90? Yes, indeed it does. It goes into it 1 time. Okay, so then I put a 90, and then I am going to subtract that, and 90 minus 90 gives me 0. So then I need to come down here, and I'm going to rewrite my problem. Okay, and my equivalent problem that I had was 279 divided by 90, and we need to see what that equals. So I have to use my estimate of 3. So where do I put my decimal? Do I put it before the 3 and end up with 31 hundredths? Do I put it after the 1 and end up with 31, or do I put it in the middle and end up with 3 1/10? Now that sounds good to me, 3 1/10. So my answer for my equivalent problem and for the actual problem are both going to be 3 1/10. Remember, when it's equivalent, it means that the answer is going to be the same. Okay, that's all that we have to do for that. So when you guys are doing problem 2 by yourselves, make sure that when you move the decimal over 2 places to turn this into a 14, you also have to move the decimal over 2 places, and you're going to end up turning it into 8,540. Okay? Now, what we also have to do is we have some math boxes on page 228. All of these we should be able to do just fine. Remember, when you're using this area model, you shade in the side. So you need to look which side is the thirds, which side is the sixth. Well, this side has 1, 2, 3 chunks. That should be in the thirds. You're going to fill in 2 of them. This side is the sixth. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to fill in 5 of them, and then you see how many are double shaded. That gets your answer. Okay? Besides for that, I think we should be all good on this one. The last thing that we need to take a look at is our home link. And our home link is exactly the same. We're using an equivalent for a problem, answer to the equivalent problem, and then how that answer applies to the actual problem that we did. As you can see, in these, they all either, both decimal places are just, the same number over, like you'd have to move it over 2, you have to move it over 2 on this, or it's divided by a whole number, so you're just changing, so then you'll change both the decimal and the whole number by just moving that place value over by 1. Best of luck, and let me know if you have any questions.